Hello and welcome to News Now. I am Omobolanle Adeshui. President Muhammadu Buhari has warned members of governing boards against rancor over contract awards. Buhari, represented by the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Professor Issa Pantami, inaugurated boards of National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA, National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, and Nigerian Postal Service, NIPOST, at the Digital Economy Complex in Abuja. The president noted awards of contracts had nothing to do with their mandate, urging them to carry out their responsibilities based on the acts establishing them. And the federal government has appealed to the Canadian government to remove stringent conditions in procuring visas for Nigerians to have easy access to the country. The Minister of Interior, Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola, made the appeal when the High Commissioner of Canada to Nigeria, James Christophe, alongside his team, paid him a courtesy visit in Abuja yesterday. Aregbesola also urged the Canadian government to assist Nigeria in sharing its technological innovations that will promote installation of facilities to monitor movement in Nigeria's borders, high seas, lands, railways, and schools for quick responses on security matters. This, he said, would fast-track investment opportunities in Nigeria. And terrorists on Wednesday evening abducted an unspecified number of travelers inside two vehicles along the Katsina-Jibia highway in Katsina State. Sources said the incident occurred at a portion of the highway at Kadobe village around 5 p.m. The spokesman for the Katsina State Police Command, Gambo Issa, confirmed the incident, indicating the actual number of victims unconfirmed as at the time he was contacted. It was learned that the terrorists arrived at the scene of the incident on no fewer than 20 motorcycles and stood in the middle of the road, shooting indiscriminately. The drivers of the two vehicles were said to have panicked and veered off the road. The terrorists were said to have thereafter swooped on the vehicles and abducted some of the occupants. Security operatives were said to have later arrived at the scene to secure the highway. National Publicity Secretary of the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, Dr. Agbomejo, has called President Muhammadu Buhari's administration low, owing to the economic and security challenges bedeviling the nation. Speaking with IBrandTV, the NNPP Publicity Secretary expressed disappointment at the approach to tackling the activities of bandits and other security challenges ravaging the nation.
Let's begin from the very important aspects of the state of affairs in the nation. What is your assessment of the state of the nation under President Muhammadu Buhari?
This is it's a very deep one. What I can say is, you know, Nigeria, the way it is now, if we're going to discuss it, we will be here for the next 5 hours because the situation is terrible. We haven't had it this bad. I think the most worrisome aspect of it is the security challenges that Nigerians are faced with. You know, the worst that can happen to a man is when you go out and you're not sure of coming back. You leave your children in the morning, you are out there trying to see how you could get, you know, food for them to eat, and eventually you are unable to come back, you know. A reason to move out of Lagos here to Ibadan to have a business discussion, and then you are unable to come back. Maybe you are seized on the road by kidnappers, you are taken away by miscreants and kept somewhere, or you get killed. That's even the most worrisome aspect of it. So I think the major challenge we have as a country now, which we intend to deal with frontally by the time we're in government come 2023, is to be able to guarantee the safety and security of Nigerians. Let's leave security of properties first. It has to be life first. Then we will also be looking, because an uneducated society can never give you what you want. If you look at what is happening in the north, it's self-inflicted. Northern youths have been kept out of schools for a very long time. It was a disaster waiting to happen. Now we're faced with it. They were denied education. even the schools in the north are attended by people from other parts of the country. Until recently, when northerners began to see the reasons why they should go to school, so what their leaders were supposed to have been telling them, they were not telling them, so they ignored education. And today, they are all miscreants. The younger ones, you see what they are doing. When you hear of Boko Haram, you hear of ISWAP, they are not coming from outside the shores to come and perpetrate this. They are recruiting, our unengaged youths, to perpetrate this. So, over time, our successive governments have ignored education. They've allowed it to fall almost to the bottom. And that is also one of the reasons why we're having all of this. So like I said, if we have to be dealing with them one by one, we'll be able to live here. But I think security springs up everything. Once the safety of the people is guaranteed, every other thing falls in. The economy will take its shape.
Definitely.
Then people will be able to do their businesses. People will be engaged. And there will be peace. And people will be able to live, coexist peacefully. So our major trust in power come next year, our focus majorly will be on how to guarantee the security and safety of Nigerians, because once we achieve that, people can now go to school, they can go to do their businesses, barbers can go to their barbering shops. Those who sell tomatoes in the market will be sure that they can go and come back alive, not when you leave and then the next thing is your children do not get to see you again. So that's where we are as a country. Yeah.
All right, now to other stories coming from the ASUU. We have the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, lashing out on members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, accusing them of deliberately prolonging the 6-month nationwide strike that had crippled academic activities in Nigerian universities. NANS President Sunday Ashefon, in a statement on Thursday, said the students have observed that university lecturers have consistently presented unrealistic conditions to the federal government and insist that it will be met before the call of the strike. He said the students have also been sympathetic and supportive of ASUU's demands, but have now decided to withdraw their support because ASUU has been inconsiderate to the plight of the students. NASU states, quote, ASUU's demand is not only insensitive, it is also selfish, inconsiderate, and uncharitable. The 6 months are periods of no work. As much as we encourage the government to pay their arrears irrespective, it is unfair to base resumption of academic activities on full payment of arrears. Meanwhile, the president of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, Professor EMMANUEL Osodeke, has debunked media report that his members have decided to embark on indefinite strike beginning from next week. Professor Osodeke asked Nigerians to disregard a document on social media that indicated that ASUU chapters voted for indefinite strike except a particular university in Niger State. He, however, confirmed that members from all chapters of ASUU have been invited for a National Executive Council NEC meeting next week. He said at the meeting they would all vote and decide on the next line of action as regards the 6-month strike. He maintained that ASUU at national level do not impose decisions on all the chapters, rather they present matters to them for critical deliberation and decision on what is good for them and other members, considering their peculiarities. On August 1, 2022, ASUU announced an extension of its ongoing nationwide strike by 4 weeks to perhaps give the federal government more time to satisfactorily resolve all the outstanding issues, but from all indications, the issues are yet to be resolved.